Blade, me and you were talking off camera just a couple of days ago about how you see NaVi, how you see the roles and positions. I want to just get your opinion on how this is working, how the setup's going to be, and where you see each player going forward.
I don't know. We just try to optimize positions on each side, and we try to help each player to get in his position, his comfort zone, and to try to emphasize the strengths of a player. Like, for example, somebody can be like better lurk than entry. Somebody can't be lurk because he's better in entry. So it looks more like this. And on city side, it's pretty simple. I think Beat is now like main anchor. And on other roles, we're still experimenting. We're just testing, watching what is our game. We're trying to see the strengths.
And how do you look at it in terms of, like, obviously Simple is the star, right? He does what he does. But how does the rest of it work out and in modern Counter-Strike and how NaVi viewed the game?
The definition like a star player, it's more an abstract thing. It's not like specific thing, right? Specific is more like your entry, your sniper, your anchor, lurker, and so on. Star player, I think, is a guy, if we try to analyze this, it's more like a guy who is, others are playing him to be a star player, helping him to be a star player. Yeah, so we'll not give, for example, to a star player something like a very dirty job on the map, like, right? Where it's like really dangerous and you must just go as an entry and give some space and say information where other players are. Like basically to be like a drone or ward, you know? I think we all know that Simple is playing like really good clutches. So for me, star player is more like this. He's an abstract thing, not like specifically. I don't know how you can implement this. Is the name of a star player in a tactical aspect.
I like it. That's why I like to get your insight and mind. And I also want to ask you, you've had your first few games, and I know it's very early, but are you struggling more than what you expected with these changes? Or is this kind of how you thought it would go?
I think I was expecting this because in my plans, I wanted to still to play this event with two players, like SDY and NPL, because I knew that if we remove SDY, we will struggle with the map pool, because for young players it's really hard to place in such short time all the maps and with the new roles. And I knew that it's better to still play Katowice and Blast and then to see what we have. So now, yeah, we're struggling, but it's fine. We're building something.
And in terms of that, I know when I did the interview with MPL, even after you won against NiP, he said that, like, I'm still making mistakes. Simple had some very close words with him, I'll say. You always hand him notes. How much is it that this young player has to learn? Can you kind of get us an idea of how much he's having to take on?
Overall, the expectations was one thing in Abu Dhabi for everyone, fans, viewers, for us. And after there was like skepticism, like not a lot of players like were really confident in him, right? But in my opinion, you always must give a chance to young players, because you must not criticize them and judge them like from one event. It's too early for them. And at the moment, I like the dynamic of NPL right now. And if he will keep going like this, as I told you before, I think after Katowice, he will be a different player. And the dynamic is really good for such a young player, and comparing to what was in Abu Dhabi.